Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Nishit Kumar and with me is Renuka RS with the evening news. The headlines. Cabinet approves adaptation of Jammu and Kashmir Panchayati Raj Act for three-tier grassroots level democracy in the Union Territory. Government clears productivity and non-productivity linked bonus for the non-gazetted central government employees. Inter-ministerial team to visit Telangana from tomorrow to assess the rain-related damages in the state. Election Commission asks political parties to strictly maintain crowd discipline during poll campaigns. COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 88.81% in the country. And in IPL cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders take on Royal Challengers Bangalore at Abu Dhabi. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these three simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. The Union Cabinet today approved adaptation of the Jammu and Kashmir Panchayati Raj Act 1989. Briefing media in New Delhi this afternoon, Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar said the move will establish 3 tiers of grassroots level democracy in Jammu and Kashmir like in other parts of the country. He said it was promised by Prime Minister in Kashmir and by the Home Minister in the Parliament.
ग्राम पंचायत, ब्लॉक पंचायत और अब जिला पंचायत, ऐसी पूरी त्रिस्तरीय रचना जो पंचायत राज के कानून में निहित है वो अब कश्मीर में भी लागू होगी। और जम्मू कश्मीर में अपने जिले के विकास की योजना बनाना, डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्लानिंग करना, उस पर अमल करना, उसके लिए आर्थिक सत्ता भी उनको मिलेगी। अभी चुनाव की प्रक्रिया जल्दी शुरू होगी और लोग चुनाव से अपने प्रतिनिधि चुनेंगे। प्रधानमंत्री ने कश्मीर में और गृह मंत्री जी ने संसद में यह वादा किया था कि त्रिस्तरीय पंचायत समिति की रचना हम लागू करेंगे, वो आज के इस निर्णय से पूरी हो गई है।
Mr. Javadekar said the cabinet also approved productivity-linked bonus and non-productivity-linked bonus for the non-gazetted central government employees for 2019-20. He said more than 30 lakh employees will be benefited by the bonus announcement and total financial implication will be 3,737 crore rupees. The bonus will be given in a single installment before Vijay Dashmi.
3,737 करोड़ रुपीस का बोनस का भुगतान तुरंत शुरू होगा। 30 लाख कर्मचारियों को जो नॉन गैजेटेड है, 17 लाख कर्मचारियों को 2,791 करोड़ इतना बोनस मिलेगा। 13 लाख कर्मचारियों को नॉन प्रोडक्टिविटी लिंक्ड बोनस मिलेगा और उन्हें भी 906 करोड़ रुपीस बोनस के उपलक्ष्य में मिलेंगे।
The Cabinet also approved the extension of Market Intervention Scheme (MIS) for apple procurement in Jammu and Kashmir for the current season on the same terms and conditions as was done during the last season. The procurement will be done by National Agricultural Cooperative Marketing Federation Limited (NAFED) through State Designated Agency, Directorate of Planning and Marketing, and Jammu and Kashmir Horticulture Processing and Marketing Corporation directly from apple farmers of Jammu and Kashmir. The payment will be made through direct benefit transfer into bank accounts of apple farmers. Government has allowed NAFED to utilize government guarantee of 2,500 crore rupees for this operation. The losses, if incurred any, in this operation will be shared between central government and UT administration of Jammu and Kashmir on 50-50 basis. The designated price committee of last season will be continued for the fixation of price of variety and grades of apples for this season also. Smooth and continuous implementation of the procurement process will be monitored by a monitoring committee under the chairmanship of Cabinet Secretary at the central level and Implementation and Coordination Committee under the chairmanship of Chief Secretary at the UT level. The decision will provide an effective and marketing platform to apple growers and facilitate employment generation for the local people. It will ensure remunerative prices for apples, resulting in overall income enhancement of farmers in Jammu and Kashmir. A 5-member inter-ministerial team led by Joint Secretary in Union Home Ministry will visit Telangana from tomorrow for 3 days to assess the damages in rain-ravaged state. Incessant rains lashed several parts of the state. Hyderabad witnessed highest rainfall in the last 100 years. The centre also announced 4 lakh rupees ex gratia to the kin of those who died due to rains and related incidents in the state. Minister of State for Home G. Kishan Reddy announced this at a media conference in Delhi. He said a compensation of 2 lakh rupees will be given to those who suffered permanent disability and 12,700 rupees for the injured. The families that lost the household things will be given 3,800 rupees. Mr. Reddy further said that the centre will extend assistance after receiving reports of crop damages and ask the state government to spend from the State Disaster Relief Fund, which will be reimbursed later. He advised ruling TRS leaders to focus on helping people instead of criticizing the centre. He also called upon BJP cadres to stand by the people in the hour of crisis and take part in relief measures along with the local teams. Meanwhile, Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao asked the official machinery to be on high alert to ensure that tanks and lakes in Hyderabad city are not breached due to heavy rains and flash floods. Home Minister Amit Shah has said that government is working on making the border impregnable by linking technology with human force. The Home Minister was addressing the Police Commemoration Day parade at the National Police Memorial in New Delhi.
देश की सीमाओं की सुरक्षा, चाहे वो बीएसएफ हो, चाहे असम राइफल हो, चाहे सीमा सुरक्षा बल हो, चाहे आईटीबीपी हो, उन्होंने बहुत मुस्तैदी से की है। मगर इसके साथ साथ अब हम टेक्नोलॉजी को भी जोड़ना चाहते हैं। मानव बल के साथ टेक्नोलॉजी को जोड़कर देश की सीमाओं को अभेद बनाना, वो हमारा लक्ष्य होना चाहिए और इस पर गृह मंत्रालय बहुत डिटेल काम कर रहा है। मुझे आशा है कि आने वाला परिवर्तन भी हमारे बहादुर जवान स्वीकारेंगे, अपने आप को तैयार करेंगे और टेक्नोलॉजी और दोनों का मिलान करते हुए हम देश की सीमाओं को सुरक्षित कर पाएंगे.
The Home Minister also paid tribute to police personnel who lost their lives in the line of duty. Mr. Shah assured the police personnel that they take care of the internal security of the country and Narendra Modi government is always ready to protect them and their family. The Home Minister said 264 personnel of state police forces as well as those of Central Armed Police Forces gave supreme sacrifice in the line of duty during the last 1 year. He said police and CAPF personnel played a significant and frontline role as COVID warriors.
लॉकडाउन के अमलीकरण के लिए चाहे लाखों प्रवासी मजदूर अपने घर पर जाते हो, उनको सहायता करने के लिए, कहीं कोई बीमार है उसको अस्पताल पहुंचाने के लिए जरूरत पड़ी, वहां पर ब्लड डोनेशन से लेकर प्लाज्मा डोनेशन करने तक पुलिस कर्मचारियों ने पीछे मुड़कर नहीं देखा। पुलिस कर्मचारियों ने पहली पंक्ति में रहकर कोरोना के खिलाफ जो लड़ाई लड़ी है उसको पूरा देश सराहता है। देश के प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी कई बार इसकी सराहना की है।
The Home Minister said their commitment towards the motherland inspires each and every Indian. Mr. Shah said that the country is proud of the police personnel for their distinguished service and unparalleled courage. The Police Commemoration Day is observed on 21st October every year to honor the loyalty and supreme sacrifice of police personnel for the nation. It was on this day in 1959 when CRPF scripted a saga of valor and sacrifice in the inaccessible, inhospitable terrain of hot springs in Ladakh. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi also paid tributes to all the police personnel martyred in the line of duty.
Culture and Tourism Minister Prahlad Singh Patel today took part in the commemoration event of 77th anniversary of the formation of Azad Hind Government at Red Fort in Delhi. Azad Hind Fauj veterans 99-year-old Nayak Lalti Ram and 101-year-old Sepoy Paramanand Yadav and family members of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose were also present on the occasion. In his address, the minister thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi for beginning the tradition of commemorating the anniversary of the formation of Azad Hind Government. Mr. Patel said the nation will celebrate 75th year of independence in 2022 and also the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. The Election Commission has taken a serious view of the laxity on the part of political parties and candidates in terms of maintaining crowd discipline during the ongoing state election campaigns. The Commission today reiterated and further advised the political parties to demonstrate utmost vigil and care during electioneering. It said the CEOs and the district machinery are expected to invoke appropriate and relevant penal provisions against the candidates concerned and the organisers responsible for such violations. Separate instructions for strict compliance of guidelines were also issued to chief electoral officers and state governments of poll-bound states. In its letter written to the General Secretaries and President of all the national and state political parties, the Commission said instances of public meetings with large number of crowds assembling in utter violation of social distancing and where the political leaders and campaigners are addressing the gathering without wearing masks have come to the notice of the Commission. It said such instances were in complete disregard of the guidelines and instructions issued by it. The Commission further said that political parties and candidates are not only flouting the guidelines of the Commission with impunity by such action, but also exposing the public and leaders themselves to the danger of infection during the pandemic. In Bihar, a total of 1,411 nominations have been filed for the third and final phase of assembly elections. The scrutiny of nominations is underway. The last date for withdrawal of candidature is 23rd October. Polling will be held on 7th November in 78 assembly constituencies spread over 15 districts in this phase. The by-poll for Valmiki Nagar Lok Sabha constituency will also be held simultaneously with assembly seats in the third phase. 7 candidates have filed their nominations for this seat. Meanwhile, campaigning has intensified in poll-bound areas. More from our correspondent.
Senior leaders and star campaigners of all major political parties held election rallies across the poll-bound areas. BJP President JP Nadda said the NDA government has ushered the state into a new era of development. He said in a public meeting at Motihari that during the past government of RJD, the budget of a state was mere 22,000 crore rupees, but the Nitish Kumar-led government has taken it to over 2 lakh crore rupees. Addressing an election rally in Barhara, senior BJP leader and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said the NDA government in Bihar has ensured free food grains till the Chhath festival for the affected families during the lockdown. Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh Yogi Adityanath, Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, Nityanand Rai also addressed public meetings. JDU President Nitish Kumar said in Rajapakar that only the NDA government can turn around the future of Bihar. He alleged that opposition is misleading people over unemployment. The Chief Ministerial candidate of Grand Alliance and RJD leader Tejasvi Prasad Yadav claimed in Jahanabad that the youths of Bihar are angry with present government over the issue of unemployment. Leaders of other opposition parties also addressed election rallies. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Patna.
The Election Commission of India has issued notice to the Congress leader and former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Kamal Nath, for alleged violation of Model Code of Conduct in connection with by-elections to the State Legislative Assembly. In the notice, the Commission asked the Congress leader to explain his stand in the matter within 48 hours, failing which it will take a decision without further reference to him. The Commission issued the notice to Kamal Nath for his alleged remarks against the BJP candidate Imarti Devi during his public meeting at Dabra in Gwalior on 18th of this month. The BJP had filed the complaint in this regard. The Commission said the video clip and transcript of the speech made by Kamal Nath was examined and the statement found to be in violation of the Model Code of Conduct and disregard of the advisory issued by it.
Election Commission has constituted a committee to examine the issues concerning expenditure limit for a candidate in view of increase in number of electors and rise in cost inflation index and other factors. The committee comprises of Harish Kumar, former IRS officer and DG Investigation, and Umesh Sinha, Secretary General and DG Expenditure. The committee will submit its report within 120 days of its constitution. The terms of reference of the committee is to assess the change in number of electors across the states and union territories and its bearing on expenditure, and to assess the change in cost inflation index and its bearing on the pattern of expenditure incurred by the candidates in recent elections. It also includes seeking views and inputs of the political parties and other stakeholders, examining other factors which may have bearing on the expenditure. Punjab Vidhan Sabha passed 7 bills on the concluding day on the special session today. The bills include Punjab State Vigilance Commission Bill 2020. The bill aims at bringing in more transparency and check corruption among public servants. It has provision of the establishment of the multi-member commission as an independent body to exercise more effective superintendence over the functioning of Vigilance Bureau and all departments of the state government.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Cabinet approves adaptation of Jammu and Kashmir Panchayati Raj Act for 3-tier grassroots level democracy in the Union Territory. Government clears productivity and non-productivity linked bonus for the non-gazetted central government employees. Inter-ministerial team to visit Telangana from tomorrow to assess the rain-related damages in the state. Election Commission asks political parties to strictly maintain crowd discipline during poll campaigns. COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 88.81% in the country. And in IPL cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders take on Royal Challengers Bangalore at Abu Dhabi. For quick news update round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो खुद से वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे।
अरे भाई सुना तुमने? अरे इस मुश्किल समय में सरकार ने हम कामगारों की मदद के लिए एक और बड़ा कदम उठाया है।
कौन सा कदम?
पात्रता के नियमों में छूट के साथ ESIC ने अटल बीमित व्यक्ति कल्याण योजना के तहत मिलने वाली राहत राशि को बढ़ाकर दुगना कर दिया है। हाँ
अच्छा, पात्रता की शर्तों को पूरा करने वाले जरूरतमंद बीमित व्यक्ति राहत के लिए ऑनलाइन दावा www.esic.in पर करें। अधिक जानकारी के लिए अपने नजदीकी ESIC शाखा कार्यालय से संपर्क करें या फिर टोल फ्री नंबर 1800-112526 पर कॉल करें।
The government today said that the country's COVID-19 recovery rate has reached 88.81%. In the last 24 hours, more than 61,000 COVID patients have recovered. The health ministry said the total number of recoveries has reached over 67,95,000. During the same period, 54,044 new cases were reported. The constantly increasing recoveries ensure that the actual caseload is considerably reduced and currently comprises only 9.67% of the total positive cases. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is 7,40,000, with total number of positive cases at over 76 lakh. Currently, India's case fatality rate is at 1.51%, which is one of the lowest globally. In the 24-hour time, 717 deaths were reported in the country, taking the toll to 1,15,914. According to the Indian Council of Medical Research, more than 10,83,000 tests were conducted during the last 24 hours. The total number of samples tested so far has reached 9,72 lakhs. The Tamil Nadu government has further relaxed the COVID-19 lockdown conditions. The State Chief Minister Adaptation Palaniswamy said shops of all kinds, hotels and commercial complexes will be permitted to function till 10 p.m. from tomorrow. More from our correspondent.
The state government says the extended working hours for the shops, hotels, tea stalls and commercial complexes is being granted in view of the forthcoming festival season. The statement issued by the Chief Minister on the relaxations points out to the continued decline in the number of new infections and active caseload in the state, giving the confidence to take the move. However, the need to observe safety protocols is being insisted by the government. Meanwhile, the active caseload in the state has further come down to 35,480 today. The new infections have also dropped down to 3,086. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
For 8 days in a row, Rajasthan has reported more recoveries than fresh COVID infections. Our correspondent reports that 2,865 people recovered today, while 1,810 new cases were reported in the state. Here's the report.
The tally of recovered cases rose to about 1,55,000, while the overall cases of COVID infection has crossed 1,77,000 mark. The death of 14 people in the last 24 hours takes the state's toll to 1,788. Today, 349 new cases found in Jaipur, while 303 people found infected in Jodhpur. Not a single new case has been reported in Churu district today. Only one case has been reported in Banswara and Bundi district. The state government has decided to extend the mass awareness campaign in November month too. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
Uttar Pradesh has registered a phenomenal decrease of 57% in the active COVID cases, and now the number of patients is less than 30,000 in the state. On the other hand, the recovery rate from COVID infection is also improving day by day and has now crossed 92%. More from a correspondent.
The state currently has 29,364 active COVID patients, and there is a decrease of around 38,000 patients in last 35 days. More than 4,25,000 persons have been discharged in the state after getting fully recovered from the coronavirus, and the recovery rate is now 92.17%. Yesterday, 2,464 new COVID patients were found in the state, and 3,332 patients fully recovered. Percent of old age patients getting infected with coronavirus is less than 10% of the total patients, while maximum 47% patients are from 21 to 40 years age group. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Kerala continues to report surge in COVID cases as 8,369 new cases were confirmed today. 6,839 people recovered from the infection today. 26 more deaths were confirmed due to COVID, taking the death toll in the state to 1,232. Over 62,000 samples were tested across the state in the last 24 hours. The total active COVID cases in Kerala has risen to 93,425. In Maharashtra, the doubling rate of coronavirus infection in Mumbai has crossed 100 days for the first time. The Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai in a statement said that the doubling rate now stands at 102. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
Mumbai Civic Chief Iqbal Singh Chahal has thanked Mumbaikars for their disciplined efforts to contain the coronavirus pandemic in the city. In a statement, Mumbai Civic Body has informed that the programs like Chase the Virus, Mission Zero, and the fourfold technique of tracing, tracking, testing, and treating have yielded desired results. While the first confirmed case of COVID-19 was reported on 11th March in the financial capital and the doubling rate stood at 3 days later that month, the doubling rate has increased to 102 days today. The statement says that the door-to-door survey and the awareness campaign conducted under the My Family, My Responsibility program has played a huge role in identifying comorbid patients and protecting them from the virus. The city has managed to achieve a recovery rate of 88%. Nisha Rani, AIR News, Mumbai.
This is All India Radio giving you the news.
देखिए फिल्म जगत के कई मशहूर कलाकारों के साथ भगवान श्री राम के जन्म स्थान अयोध्या से रामलीला डीडी नेशनल पर लाइव 17 से 25 अक्टूबर रोज शाम 7 बजे से रात 10 बजे तक और इसका पुनः प्रसारण 18 से 26 अक्टूबर डीडी भारती पर सुबह 9 बजे से दोपहर 12 बजे तक और दोपहर 3 बजे से शाम 6 बजे तक डीडी नेशनल पर।
The BJP has hit out at Congress leader Rahul Gandhi for his meeting with the family members of the accused Siddique Katan, who is in judicial custody. Briefing media, BJP spokesperson Gaurav Bhatia alleged that the Congress is standing with those who are anti-national. He said opposition has the right to oppose, but its work is not to weaken the country.
जितने देश विरोधी लोग हैं उनके साथ आज कांग्रेस का हाथ है। कांग्रेस पार्टी की केवल एक ही प्राथमिकता है कि देश में अस्थिरता रहे, कि बांटो और राजनीति करो। विपक्ष का काम आलोचना करना हो सकता है, सुझाव देना हो सकता है, विपक्ष का काम प्रदर्शन करना हो सकता है, लेकिन विपक्ष का काम ये नहीं है कि देश को कमजोर करे।
Senior leader Eknath Khadse has resigned from his primary membership of the Bharatiya Janata Party. In a single-line letter sent to Maharashtra's BJP chief Chandrakant Patil, he said he is resigning on personal grounds. His entry into the Nationalist Congress Party has also been confirmed. Earlier today, NCP leader and State Water Resources Minister Jayant Patel informed reporters in Mumbai that Khadse would be inducted into the NCP on Friday. The Calcutta High Court today made minor modifications to its order passed on Monday by allowing a higher number of organizers to enter the Durga Puja pandals, but maintained that pandals will remain no entry zone and visitors will not be allowed inside. Hearing a review petition filed by Forum of Durgotsav, a group of Durga Puja clubs, a division bench of the court said that dhakis, traditional drummers, may be permitted not within the pandal area but in the no entry zone outside. The court said they will have to wear masks and maintain physical distancing norms. Minister of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises MSME Nitin Gadkari today launched India's first ever high-quality Khadi fabric footwear designed by Khadi and Village Industries Commission KVIC through video conference. These footwear are made of Khadi fabric like silk, cotton and wool. On the occasion, Mr. Gadkari also launched the online sale of Khadi footwear through KVIC's e-portal www.khadiindia.gov.in. Mr. Gadkari said such unique products has high potential of capturing the international market, and at the same time, Khadi fabric footwear will create additional employment and higher income for artisans.
In IPL cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders were 65 for 7 in 17 overs against Royal Challengers Bangalore in Abu Dhabi, UAE when reports last came in. Kolkata Knight Riders had won the toss and decided to bat first. The KKR is on 4th position with 10 points, while RCB is on 3rd with 12 points in the points table. Delhi Capitals with 14 points is on top, and Mumbai Indians with 12 points is on the 3rd position in the tournament. Tomorrow, Rajasthan Royals will clash with Sunrisers Hyderabad in Dubai. In Odisha, the Regional Meteorological Centre in Bhubaneswar has issued orange warning of heavy to very heavy rainfall for a couple of districts. Yellow warning of heavy rainfall has also been issued for some of the coastal and South Odisha districts. The forecast follows the formation of the low pressure area over Central Bay of Bengal and its neighbourhood, which has already become well marked.
Ganjam and Gajapati district in particular are in for heavy to very heavy rainfall during the next 48 hours as per the weather forecast. In addition, light to moderate rainfall has also been predicted for most places over north coastal Odisha, including a number of other districts like Mayurbhanj, Kandhamal, Rayagada, Koraput and Malkangiri today and tomorrow. Many parts of the state have experienced light to moderate rainfall, including capital Bhubaneswar today, with the well-marked low pressure area anticipated to concentrate into a depression by tomorrow and further into a deep depression the day after. The districts likely to experience heavy to very heavy rainfall have been alerted to fend off the downpour-driven damages and difficulties. Girish Chandra Das, Bhubaneswar.
Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. National capital Delhi will have a mist with temperatures hovering between 15 and 34 degrees Celsius. In Mumbai, sky will be generally cloudy with moderate rain. The lower level of temperature will be 24 degrees Celsius and the upper level will be 32 degrees. Chennai is expected to have thunderstorm with rain. The temperature will oscillate between 25 and 30 degrees Celsius. Kolkata is likely to have cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature will be around 27 degrees Celsius and the maximum 32. Jammu and Srinagar cities will have mainly clear sky. In Jammu, the minimum temperature will be around 16 degrees Celsius while the maximum nearly 34 degrees. In Srinagar, there will be much change in temperature as it will vary between 4 to 24 degrees Celsius. Leh is likely to see clear sky. Minimum temperature will be around -4 degrees while maximum will be nearly 20 degrees. Gilgit will have clear sky with temperatures hovering between 4 to 28 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, lower limit of temperature will be 12 degrees Celsius while the upper limit will be 30 degrees. The sky will be mainly clear. In Dehradun, the temperature will hover between 16 and 32 degrees Celsius. Though sky will be mainly clear early in the day, it will become partly cloudy towards the afternoon or evening. Chandigarh is likely to witness clear sky. The minimum temperature will be 15 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be 33 degrees. Equity benchmarks today logged modest gains amid mixed global cues. The Sensex and the Nifty both gained for the 4th session in a row. A report from the Business World.
The BSE 30 share index Sensex gained 163 points, 0.4% to settle at 40,707. The NSE Nifty 50 index also rose 41 points to settle at 11,938. The broader market at the BSE also climbed marginally but underperformed the Sensex. In the foreign exchange market, the rupee depreciated by 12 paise to close at 73 rupees and 59 paise against the US dollar. Gold prices rose 512 rupees to 51,415 rupees per 10 grams in the Delhi bullion market. Arjun Chaudhary with Sanjeev Kumar Singh for AIR News.
And now before we close the headlines once again, Cabinet approves adaptation of Jammu and Kashmir Panchayati Raj Act for 3-tier grassroots level democracy in the Union Territory. Government clears productivity and non-productivity linked bonus for the non-gazetted central government employees. Inter-ministerial team to visit Telangana from tomorrow to assess the rain-related damages in the state. Election Commission asks political parties to strictly maintain crowd discipline during poll campaigns. COVID-19 recovery rate reaches 88.81% in the country. And in IPL cricket, Kolkata Knight Riders take on Royal Challengers Bangalore at Abu Dhabi. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.